at me.
Okay. Good.
We're good? Okay. So in this one, we're going to redraw your composition. Think about the composition from your texture project. Exact same thing. The only difference is I'm replacing textures with values. Now I know this picture is hard to see, so I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. First and foremost, okay, when we talk about our composition, we talked about rule of thirds, overlap, variation, and extension. So, first thing you want to do is very lightly go ahead and give me the composition guidelines for rule of thirds. Remember, that's the tic-tac-toe board. So we've got rule of thirds done. Next, I'm going to do extension. The easiest way to do that is with a horizon line. And for this one, I'm going to put the horizon line right here. Okay. Horizon line. Done, done. Variation and overlap. The reason I wanted you to do these in all different variations and do this in all different variations is to apply it here. So, pick a shape, any shape. Remember, you want to pay attention to these guys. So I'm going to come up here and go and draw a very long, thin cylinder. Draw lightly. I can't express that enough. And then over here, let's put this guy right here. I'll put that one right there. Now remember your superhighway. I came up, but I didn't come down far enough. So let's go ahead and put a circle here. 1, 2, 3, 4 is good. If you want to add more than that, by all means, but 4 is the least amount. Stretch. All right, so eraser. Do we overlap? Yes. Do we have variation? Different sizes, yes. Do we have the rule of thirds? No. Okay. So I need to go ahead and put one more object up here. Again, nothing floats, everything sits. Okay, variation, extension, no superhighways. All right, I'm good. As soon as you're done, go ahead and erase all the lines you don't need anymore. Because you drew lightly, you can do this without hurting your image. And you can do this without hurting the paper. This is going to take a minute. That guy's in front, so he's got to go. Everything erased. Alright. So the next thing we want to do is define our light source. Which side is it going to come from? I'm going to make mine come from this side. So I've got my defined light source. Light, medium, and dark. So again, that's where this guy comes in. So if my light source is here, this is going to be a 0, 1. I don't have to put anything in it. But on the side here, this is going to be my darker side. I'm going to turn my paper sideways. I have a bad habit of drawing sideways. And I'm going to go ahead and lighten it up all the way across. And no, whatever's stuck on my table, I did not get it off. Make sure it's nice and clean. Right up on the edge, get rid of the dead space at the top and the bottom. Dead space at the top and the bottom. Alright, one down. This guy, just like this guy. Again, I'm going to turn my paper right along that edge, and I'm since it is a cone, it's that wedge shape. Oh, got a little carried away there. All the way to the top. Gradually lighten it up. Until you barely have anything. Resist the urge to take your finger and do that. Don't. I'll teach you guys that. Right now, this is about controlling the amount of pressure in your hand. And there's two reasons we don't take our fingers and blend that way. One, you have oil on your skin. Everybody does. But what it does is it leaves marks on your paper. So when you go to erase later, it won't erase, it just smears the oil around. Not good. And though I'm sure you're not going to want to keep these for 10, 20 years, if you do a piece of artwork that you really want to keep and you've smeared it with your finger, more than likely in about 2 years, it'll start turning yellow. And that's the oils reacting to the paper. So we got those done. Now we're coming down here. Remember that's 0. Got my flat with my pencil. I'm going to fill that in. Remember, cubes don't change, so they should be absolutely clean all the way across. Get your dead space at the top. Clean lines. Dead space at the bottom. Clean lines. This side's going to be darker. And that little pit marks from my table. Now make sure this line is clean, but do not outline. There should be no outlines on any of these. Last but not least, it's going to be my circle. And again, I'm going to start in the corner and kind of go up with it. And then catch around the bottom here. I'm going to catch around the side here. Alright. Light, medium, dark. Done. Shadows. If my light's coming this way, my shadows are coming this way. That one I won't see. And this one's going to be coming off the top. Now, common mistake everyone makes. Remember, it should only be a shade or two darker than what it lands on. So if you went this dark up here, then you're going to have to darken this in. Which is going to make this shadow even darker. Which is fine. The more you contrast your values, the more it's going to jump off the paper. And almost. Alright. If it's bumping into another, watch the separation. Alright, so now I have my shadows done. The last one on the list is backlighting. Remember, this is your positive negative. You see here, I've got just enough to make the object stand out. I also have just enough to fill in any space that I've left. So I've kind of got this kind of wiggly thing going on here. And I can see the difference between my background and my foreground. So I'm going to come right back. And I'm going to use the flat of that pencil And I'm just going to start lifting a little bit. Be very deliberate. I'm right at that line, and I'm pulling straight up. It's kind of like a flick. Now, I don't want to get too close to the cylinder because, again, oops, got it, I got it. Got carried away there. There we go. I'm just going to give it a little extra up there. By putting this backlighting in, I can clearly see my background. I can clearly see my foreground. Not done yet, though. I still have it to do here. And I'm going to keep this consistent. Around the side here, just a little bit. Now I had a lot of space here. That's why I brought it up a little farther. You want to give your viewer something to look at, even if it's just breaking up value changes. And then right down the side. Almost done. Almost done. And really all I've done is just break the space up.